I'm going to begin with you, Colonel Lerner, because the statement has just come in with IDF calling this Israel's 9/11. It's very difficult to believe that Israel has been taken by surprise, although that's what they are saying. My question is, why were they taken by surprise? Is this their intelligence failure? A monumental
Thanks, Maria. What I would say is that there are actually a couple of components that appear that are realized through this attack that began in the early hours of yesterday morning. Obviously, Hamas's operational capabilities were underestimated. A lot of activities from the IDF perspective have gone into developing defensive mechanisms such as a barrier or such as the Iron Dome, a barrier beneath the subterranean barrier to prevent infiltration through tunnels. And what Hamas proved is that they actually worked around that and were able to breach the barrier and storm into the territory of Israel and into the communities of southern Israel, and thus bringing this event to the level of its ability. I would also say that there was an underestimation of the thesis, that the working assumption that Hamas are not looking for a direct conflict with Israel, that they are content with maintaining their control and that they are still licking their wounds from previous conflicts of the last decade. And these two issues combined brought into the situation where, and perhaps a third component was the lack of intelligence indicating. And those three components combined together brought this catastrophic attack against Israel, unprecedented, as Lieutenant Colonel Richard Hecht rightly pointed out.
Yes.
The situation, I would also say, was a result of a breakdown of three circles of lines of defense that should have actually prevented this attack. So the intelligence would be the first line, the barrier the third line, and the defensive line of the forces on the ground would be the third line. And those three combined together ultimately failed, and this is where we are today.
Yes, but Hamas must have planned this offensive for many months. And it is clearly a mystery why Israeli intelligence appears to have had no idea that it was coming. I mean, we know that Israel's surveillance of Gaza is intense. It monitors activity, communications, and daily life via state-of-the-art surveillance equipment, including drones which are flying over the strip.
Absolutely, and this is something the IDF is going to have to review, how that they could be surprised in such a way, and how the working assumption was so misleading and created the opportunity for Hamas to carry out this widespread attack against Israel. Currently, I would say the IDF is not commenting on this issue at all. They're saying there will be a time to understand how we missed this, and I have confidence in the IDF that they will do so. And clearly, there are people that need to be held accountable from the government level and also from within the military for this mishap. The amount of people that have been killed, that have been murdered, brutally murdered in this conflict, their blood cannot be in vain, and we need to learn lessons so that this does not occur again in the future.